Could you please do us the honor here to show us around a little bit?
What, you want to see a bunch of piles of shit and mud?
It's gotta have some value since you're here.
Well, so basically what I'm doing is like, this is 12 acres. And I'm at the end of the road where I belong. And the only thing we can do before we get the permit is we poured a slab for the driveway for the house. And then I did a makeshift shop over it. All my machine shop and everything I own, my welders, everything is they're all in containers. There's a metal container over there. There's a machine shop container there. The Chevelle's in there. There's one back there with 19 motorcycles in it. I got crammed in that 20-footer. You know, and on and on. And then the tools are scattered. You know, I used to have to pay $30,000 a year in rent. So I saved in $30,000 this year, but I'm probably gonna have to spend $15,000 on new tools because they got ruined in all the mud and shit this winter.
So the Chevelle, where is it?
It's in that container up there. We can pull it out later. Yeah, we can look at it later. It's a '67 Chevelle on an Art Morrison chassis with a 496 cubic inch Chevy motor, built by one of the local motor gurus, Chuck Nellis. Like I said, he's passed on.
Was he kind of like a? Did he help you in any way? Or
oh, me and Chuck were friends for years. He's in his. When he passed away, he was getting close to. He was in his 60s, but he was a bachelor, never married. Hot rods, hot motorcycles, hot rods. Like he was one of the, growing up, he was like, oh, Chuck Nellis is so cool. He was. That guy was so awesome, man, and he was so awesome with motors. Like, if he put a motor in your car, unless you were, little PC, unless you didn't know how to drive a car, period, it was hard to beat anything that he built, and so this was the last motor that he built, and I was really excited to get it running with him, but he passed away 8 months ago, a year ago, so it's going to be kind of bittersweet starting it, and he built it to the hilt, all the right stuff, the crank and the rods and the aluminum heads, and he just built it right, and it's carbureted. It's not an LS motor. Hey man, those LS motors go fast. They're great, but there's nothing like looking at a set of heads that looks like they belong on a Caterpillar.
How did he pass?
Chuck had about 15 pins in his back, stainless pins in his back. He was a longshoreman, and just years of partying and having fun, and he was in a lot of pain, and we all did the best we could to keep him happy and be there, and he to his dying day, man, he had a hot rod. He had a 72 Nova that he built a 4034. It was just amazing, and he just got sick and tired of it, and I'm not, it's your life, you can do what you want, but he went to the hospital, he had his donor cards in his pocket, and he waved at one of the doctors and the nurses, and he pulled out his fucking gun and he took himself out so they could have all his organs. It's kind of honorable, man. I mean, if I was in that much pain, I wouldn't want to fucking be here. I mean, it's coming, I think. I got a titanium knee. I probably need I need another one. But
Is that in any way in conjunction with your life with all your toys and stuff?
Yeah, when I was in my 20s, I raced professional motocross for 3 or 4 years on the AMA deal, and I was just fast enough to get the shit kicked out of me. I mean, it's like you see people go from like college football to pro ball, and, oh man, those guys go really fast. And but I had fun, lining up with those guys, and every time I'd line up, my buddy'd have to hold my bike. I go puke. I get back on my bike. I get off my bike. I go puke again.
Because you were
so nervous, when you're, there's a picture somewhere. I don't know if I can find it, but everybody's ranked 1 to whatever, and there's like, we were either in Hangtown or in Washougal, and it was like 13, 14, 7, 8, 1, 2, 5, 667. And that's where I was, and man, oh man! But when you look to the left and you look to the right, and there's factory riders around you, it's a rush, man. It was great. I don't regret a day.
So the number on your back is where you're ranked
in the AMA sanction. You know, so it was fun. I mean, because when I was growing up, I didn't really have that much talent. It was always more determination with everything I've ever done.
But did you have some sort of dream that you wanted to become something in that world?
You
or
know,
like,
I knew I wanted
or
to,
have this, like, your reason to do this from the beginning, has it in any way changed during the years to where you're standing right here, right now?
I don't think so. It always sounded like fun. Like, yeah, let's go out, race our cars and burn some tire. I mean, well, that's what we did. You know, kids don't do that anymore, but like, I just did it because it was fun, man. And I raced, and I just wanted to line up with the pros a couple times. I just wanted to make qualifiers and get on the line. And I qualified one time, and I was out in practice, and Steve Lamson went around me like I was tied to a tree, and I was going as fast as I was ever going to go. I was already qualified. I went home, loaded up my shit, and went home. I was done, and I didn't ride for another 8 years. I was just done. So, time to do something else, you know.